Here we go, folks. I'm back with extra content on episode 30 of Ninja Steel. Nice little thing to say is, well, not even nice. It's just something as a heads up. If it's over 1 hour or something, don't blame me. My laptop's a dumbass, and well, it pissed me off on Saturday, and I showed it what it deserves because, motherfucker, I made an awesome freaking video that would have never been shown on YouTube because it would got copyrighted as fast as Superman folding on laundry day. But it freaking screwed me over. And let's not get into the part of, oh, you should have saved it beforehand. And it's like, please don't. Okay. It's like telling Edna Mold, you should definitely save all the sketches you did of previous freaking damn stuff that you did for superheroes and stuff. She would have said, "F you, I don't look into the past, I look into the future." Same exact deal. I don't really need that crap. I wouldn't have even used it, and it would have just been nothing but more stuff that would clogging up my freaking damn. All right, I did enough of that talk. Let's get into it, shall we? Let's get on with it. Let's do this. So anyways, we got freaking guy number one, reviewer number one. Let's look at what he has to say. So it was a tiny out, it was a tiny out, and then he talked about that the episode is 90% filler and 10% plot, which it was only just 5 minutes full of. Wow. And he fast tracked the plan, which I agree, because you would figure they would do the fourth ninja, but they couldn't do the fourth ninja because if they did, well, that would have sucked because, oh, hiatus, I have to wait for the fourth ninja. Instead, it's more like, oh, hiatus, we gotta wait until the freaking showdown that's gonna happen next time. So the episode was an okay episode to him, but it's a filler, though. The filler part of the episode was totally eh. And he said that the handling of it all was poorly done. And it could have done better with the Galactic Ninjas, like the Galactic Ninjas build up, because they started good with the Galactic Ninjas, like, oh, so you guys are finally upping the ante. And then all of a sudden it's like, the Rangers don't even care about them, don't even mention anything about, oh man, the Galactic Ninjas, there's something that, oh crap, man, we gotta do something about them. Oh my gosh, they're overwhelming. They don't talk about anything of that. Instead, it's more like, we defeated the freaking ninja. Okay, let's continue doing schoolwork and doing our leisurely stuff. Yeah, I mean, even that one episode that I talked about, where it's like, Sarah got their medallion, their power star in quotations. Instead of actually giving it to Mick and analyzing it and then secretly using it for your own good, instead you just decide to be like, oh, fuck it, I'm going to just use it without analyzing it because, well, hey, if we already had one using a medallion to power himself up, and then we had another one, then chances are, I believe that they might have said one of four, that there are four of them in all. You would figure that halfway through, they got a chance to actually analyze it, see what they're doing, and that could even go to the point of where it's like, oh, so, in quotations, oh my gosh, spoiler, but yeah, oh, so that's what we're going to do with the Blaze Megazord. We're going to figure out a way to use their technology because something, I don't know, frig it. So anyways, yeah, the Rangers were so stupid in this episode, he says. And the Galactic Ninjas were not even a threat, like I mentioned, yeah. And they had lessons and friendship on the spotlight. It's like, yeah, so lessons of the day was basically a spotlight of every single episode, even this one, and their friendship as well. And one interesting part is, why was the camping so coveted? Because, well, oh, Brody missed it. Oh, that sucks. Then why don't you go on a weekend and camp out? Since he missed out, it's okay to just camp out. It's like, yeah. Plus, I was thinking during the review of mine was, oh, didn't they have a camp out beforehand? Didn't they actually have guitars and they were sung? They did it 2 times, actually. They did it 2 times. We're like, oh, let's have a camp out, or at least a, what was it called? I don't even remember what it's called. Yeah, frick people not actually inviting me so much that I could actually remember what it's called. But yeah, campfire, I guess, or whatever you want to call it. But anyways, yeah, they did it 2 times. So it's like, why exactly is this special when it comes to the school? And of course, this episode was a rush job. The episode was a rush job, and It's like, why didn't Odious, yeah, and this is the same guy who's like, why didn't she just take them? Why didn't she just kill them and take the medallions? This time he's like, why didn't Odious just get them? Just ask them for them. It could have been 5 against 1, where all of them are all big and they all gang up against the freaking Ultra Zord. Yeah, Ultras 4 got their big forms, and Megazord for Lady Odious would have been made, and then there you go, and they would have been overwhelming them. But of course, we all know why. Fourth wall breaker, the fact of their freaking damn stock footage won't allow it at all. Maybe it could, but not really. And he says it's a nice cliffhanger. And it's a good idea why they did it is because if they did this, then people will be invested to come back. And yeah, when kids actually look and see what's the next freaking episode, it's like, oh, what the fuck? But hey, it's a cliffhanger. We still want to know what happens. Me, I'm like, why don't you lessen the hiatus time? Maybe then more kids will be watching right now. Or not have the hiatus thing at all. But of course, that's kind of stupid because even when they were doing good, when Saban's did it in the very beginning, they did have hiatus, but they only did it for 3 months because it's summertime. Summertime, they already knew that kids won't be in watching freaking damn TV shows. They'll be out and about. So they already knew it's like, oh yeah, that's a good idea. We should not do that. Allow repeats because, well, we've been going for so long. Maybe maybe kids miss freaking episodes. So yeah, we should allow repeats, which makes sense. This time, as you guys can figure out by now, they end it in March and start up in August. That's 5 months compared to 3 months when it comes to summer. Pretty damn stupid, folks. Pretty damn stupid. We gotta talk about that. I'll make a video about how stupid it is of their hiatus, and people can thumbs down that too. Yay! Because people are idiots. Not you guys who are watching, just the idiots who thumbs down stuff without explanation. Last but not least is the idea of A plot and B plot being swapped. The fact that the B plot, where it's like lesson of the day is, and also, character, well, technically character development is special, but what's worse is that they don't have character development for these characters. They don't do shit. As for A plot, it's more like the bad guys and stuff like that. I guess technically character development might be A plot as well. But I'm not experienced. That's why I watched this guy to understand A plot and B plot. Of course, if you guys know what A plot and B plot, what should be or shouldn't, please comment down below because I'm always willing to learn. And that's what's the difference between me and other people who do this. Okay, anyways, number 2, the saying guy. He says that the episode might have made people dumber. He feels dumber because of it. And he dislikes the episode. This is a special kind of stupid. And the funny part is that they have original idea for most of the episode. They actually have, I'm just gonna say it. Yeah, I was just gonna say that. They had an original idea for this whole entire episode, but the ending leaned back to stock footage. Maybe I have to actually do a retcon or a retraction saying they didn't steal from the original guy. I think Lady Odious, aka Kuwaemon, actually might have had a Megazord of her own too. But I'm pretty sure that no, the Sage dude had a Megazord, and I guess technically maybe the Sage had a Megazord and she got a Megazord too. She/he. So anyways, yeah, okay, I'm just gonna continue on. So Nickelodeon's a freaking damn idiot. Let's just say that. They're not nurturing any of their franchises. No wonder they lost Miraculous. Freak it. I'm going to say they lost it. Because, well, if they were smart and not idiots, they would most likely have Miraculous Season 2 right now. Or they're just impatient idiots. Either way, I'm just going to have to say Nickelodeon's a dumbass idiot. Also, the fact of how they're not treating Ninja Turtles right, because come on, Ninja Turtles only show up on Sunday. Heck, they quit showing Ninja Turtles in this new year because guess what? They're going to do a reboot of Ninja Turtles next whatever. I don't know. It's going to be this year, maybe, and they're going to reboot it. So yeah, five seasons already of Ninja Turtles, and now here we go with a new one. Yay! Yay! I'm not sure, man. But yeah, how Nickelodeon is nurturing Power Rangers, they're not nurturing it at all. Yes, they allow 1 to 2 days now. It's 1 to 2 days because frick, for the past few weeks now, they're like SpongeBob, SpongeBob on every single Sunday. What the fuck, man? Stop with your dumbass SpongeBob crap. What's worse is it's kind of funny too. Is like I'm torturing myself, so since I'm torturing myself, I rather torture myself with freaking Ninja Steel and have stupid hope that maybe it'll be good versus watching damn SpongeBob and most likely cussing every single minute I'm watching it. Saying how he should die, how I hope he dies, how I hope he crash and burn, how I hope he get poisoned. I'm sorry, folks. I'll continue on. But yeah, notice I hate SpongeBob so damn much. To replace freaking Power Rangers with SpongeBob and make me wake up at 8 o'clock in the fucking morning, and find out that you're gonna play SpongeBob instead of Power Rangers. You know that how messed up I should feel right now. You all should understand why I'm pissed off as frick because of that. I would have been okay if they were like, oh, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles at 8 o'clock on Sunday. I would have been okay with that. I'd be like, son of a bitch, but hey, well, at least they showing Ninja Turtles. At least they show they do care because they own Ninja Turtles now, and they're treating it like bullcrap. It really sucks. Like, damn. Oh, anyways, lesson of the day. It was good, but it got undercut. He said. And we also have to deal with Victor and Monty and my freaking damn laptop acting like a dumbass moron. Thank goodness. There we go. So we have to deal with Victor and Monty, the dumbest versions we ever have. Because they're saying they're going to capture a Sun Cove rhino, which turns out escaped the zoo. Okay? So how is it a Summer Cove rhino if it escaped the freaking damn zoo, number one? Number two, I'm just going to say that. That's just number one. And of course, they do have that tech. I forgot the name of the freaking thing now. But I think the name of it was pretty stupid, anyways. I just didn't mention it in a freaking review. But yeah, it was pretty stupid. So basically, the principal. Yeah, but too bad in this episode, the principal kind of sort of got screwed over. I mean, it's as bad as being like, oh, I like the freaking principal of Dino Thunder. But then as soon as you find out she's a bad guy and not really that attractive, that's when you're like, oh, fuck that. Fuck that. She does the exact same thing, but at least the good news is that she's not a bad guy. She doesn't have an evil guy form that looks horribly ugly. Well, even though it's not horribly ugly, it's just that it doesn't make her attractive. She just does something very unattractive in this episode that makes me kind of want to pull back when I say, oh, she's hot. It's like, yeah, because of that one thing that you guys allowed her to act with. Yeah, I guess I'm the only reviewer that actually has a thing for the freaking principal. Yeah, I guess that must be very, very gross for some people. And if it is gross for you, go ahead and comment down below saying ew gross. Anyway, she has a special compass to her. So this compass is actually an heirloom because I heard they said it was from her grandma. I didn't actually was smart enough, of course, I was smart enough to actually say, oh, it's an heirloom. I'm not sure because if it was really an heirloom, then when she say that it was actually owned for my grandmother and my mom gave it to me. It's like, yeah, that would have helped even better for an heirloom thing. But it's kind of an heirloom. And here's the funny part about me actually talking about compasses is that ever since 2007, ever since I actually had a physics class, the physics teacher told me that eventually compasses are crap because of the magnetic field of the world. It changes. And since it's changing right now, and well, it's been 11 years later, it's like, even though it's like, ew, it changed. So does that mean a compass is useless? Means that the whole entire idea of being like, oh, this is a compass, you'll use it. It's like, no. More like, here's a GPS, you should use it. It's like, yeah, it doesn't seem hard to actually be like, oh, use your phone to do it. It's like, use your phone as a GPS and try to figure it out. So, anyways, yeah, we got interesting development. Well, it would have been that Brody actually stole something, but of course, we all know he didn't. But it would have been cool and interesting if they would have allowed it to go and carry on. And then we have a filler line about security cameras, which, again, if they did have security cameras, doesn't that mean the Christmas episode, they already know who the Rangers are, or at least the ones who are doing security of the freaking school? And besides, I know this is messed up to freaking say, but considering there's like at least this one moment with Robobot, you would kind of figure that the freaking security guard, whoever's running security, would freaking day freeze, monster! Don't you dare come any closer, buddy! You would figure at least the freaking security guard would do exactly what happened in Spider-Man 2. Even though he would get knocked out, just like the guy in the security guard in Spider-Man 2, at least they would actually have a security guard that makes sense of being like, oh, so they do have security. Yeah. You know what would be funny in a spoof of this? A spoof of Power Rangers Ninja Steel. It would be cool that a couple of freaking students, when they open their locker, a freaking Glock just hangs out, you know? After the monster attack, they're like, freak you guys, we got guns, so just in case a monster returns, they got guns. It would be funny as hell if they actually point at freaking Levi in a later episode, like, freeze, Levi, freeze, you gross monster. And Levi's like, no, it's me, it's Levi Weston. I've been cussed. Oh my gosh. It's like, yeah, that would be kind of cool. They have their freaking gun and playing the video game at the same time. I know guns and schools is a horrible issue, but hey, if you doing a parody of this, it's a good moment to actually have this. It would be kind of funny. Sorry for the freaking thing. Anyways, security camera. Yeah, that Christmas episode. That means that they definitely should have been spotted on the security camera turning to Rangers. I'm just saying, if they have security cameras everywhere, not just that freaking classroom only gets to have a security camera. Nowhere else. Freak that. I think there's gonna have to be a few more security cameras around the school, including one in the hall. So I'm just saying, the Rangers most likely would have already been busted if they did have a good security system, which they kind of try to hint at it. So I think the Rangers are on camera, but the writers will never do it because we're dealing with a cat lady and her friend. They can't think for themselves. They can't even think about outcomes of where they're like, oh, fuck. Anyways, it turns out that I called them fly cams, but they're called buzz cams. Oops. Let me just say, oops, I'm not a perfect person. So, oops on that. And then we have Rygor with inflatable dice. So, I noticed it, but I didn't really want to say anything about it. They used it in Ninja as well. So, apparently, they could have actually got a better dice roll, which they could have got a better dice. It would have been cool. The only messed up part is, how would you predict exactly when it's going to roll right? That means that they have to have so good bloopers of that. I would love to see that bloopers with stronger than before. I would love it. I would love to just see it because hearing actually it'll fit perfectly fine because Ninja Steel, they dropped all the value. So who gives a crap? Go ahead. Show the blooper of you trying to roll the right number on the dice. That would be kind of funny. That would be kind of freaking damn funny. And of course, the funny part about things is, why did the Rangers let it roll? I mean, they just let the dice roll. And I get it. Maybe, I don't know, actually. I can't even say, oh, it's because that's just how it goes, is that they're just going to see what the dice does. Personally, I would figure they would have just shot the dice. That's what they should have done, is shot the dice out of the way and been jettisoned. And Rygor's like, oh no, how could you? Damn it, Rangers! And he runs after it. That would have been kind of cool. And then maybe Victor Monty chase after him. I don't know. And of course, Jax. Jax. I remember Jax, but I knew that when it came to the review that kids might not know what Jax are. And shut up! Shut up, TJ, with your damn freaking car. Shut up, Calvin, with your damn car. Oh man, stupid. Shut up, laptop. Laptop, you're being an idiot too. Shut up too. So, anyways, yeah. So Brody actually shows up. Oh yeah, Jax. Of course, I know that Jax actually kids wouldn't know what Jax are. I mean, yeah, you might find them at a Harvey's, Winn-Dixie. I won't say Walmart. I can't say Walmart. I would Publix maybe, but it's like it's always at a grocery store, and you asking for too much money for them. So, anyways, Brody actually finally had a thought of how to beat him. Don't allow the dice roll. And Brody actually has charmed this guy because he's like, oh, well, finally Brody's done two things. He thought, he was thinking. Brody actually had a character moment where it actually developed him. So he grabbed the Jackson, threw him back at the freaking Rygor monster. That was a ninja move. Many times out of nowhere, finally a ninja move. About time. And of course the Megazord, where it's like, yeah, we're gonna not let him roll the dice. Shoot him. Shoot him before he throws the dice. Game over, monster loses. Then we have Victor and Monty. Victor and Monty had no reason why to think that Rygor was actually an actual rhino. He's on his two hind legs. And I can tell you that watching a rhino on his two hind legs, he doesn't walk perfectly. He actually will fall over. So I'm just saying, just like he's saying, there's no way how they could actually have mistaken him as a rhino. Pretty stupid. Again, like I said, if they would have just went gun-ho on the idea of being rich millionaires and they need footage for their company because, well, they bottle farts to make it repellent. Well, if they show that Rygor here got sprayed repellent and he's like, oh God, and he runs away, then it's like they got the footage. They could finally make a new commercial to show that it actually works and people actually will now say, oh, it works again. Or, oh, it works. Now we'll buy it too. Anyways, yeah, so the rhino again escaped from the zoo. I didn't know that part. And Victor Monty says how the Power Rangers are stealing their thunder. Yeah, it's pretty stupid. Chances are, I don't know. I mean, I guess it does fit their character because they are stupid anyways. And it's like, yeah, doing this will make us popular. And it's like, how exactly will this make you popular? More popular than the Power Rangers. How the frick does this work? You're just going to capture a rhino and that's it. The only thing you're able to do is maybe try to be second place to Steve Irwin. May you rest in peace. We'll always remember you, Crocodile Hunter. Nah, 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 nah. All right, anyways, back to this. So they have cartoon slapstick all over. It's like, yeah, Victor Monty is getting that crap. They are getting that crap, and the funny part of where Rygor is like, oh, freak you guys, threw the net at them, and then tossed them safely to a tent where they're not hurt, and to the principal is pretty damn stupid. And I wasn't going to say anything because it's like, well, it's just how it goes. Victor and Monty can't be saved at this point. It's just not going to work. I'm sorry, it's just not going to work. I don't know how to fix this. Unless they would have went gun-ho with their idea in the first place. Instead of being like total morons and think that every single person who bought their repellent will ask for their money back. Chances are there's a few people out there who will be like, whatever, or I found a different use for it. It's like, yeah, for some people, they would actually not ask for their money back. So I'm just saying that the whole millions of dollars being taken away from them, I think there will be a few millions left. Like they would have like a 1 million or something. But whatever. Apparently they have to be freaking role models, even though they're not. And then we have the principal who is quite dumb. Yeah, it's like, yeah, this part of it, it's like, yeah, this part of the scene, this part of the episode basically kind of devalues the hotness of the freaking principal, in my opinion, because they kind of made her do something that was kind of a bit unattractive. It's like how she acted a little bit in this part right here was quite unattractive. Anyway, so honesty is the best policy is the lesson of the day. Crazy enough, Mick did not deliver it. It was the principal. Again, if someone would freaking parody Ninja Steel and actually be like, oh, let's allow Mick being the lesson of the day person. And also, he's a ball hog, aka he's gonna hog lesson of the day. So when the lesson of the day is spoken, like for instance, when the freaking principal is about to say the freaking lesson of the day, he pushes her on the floor and say, "No, the lesson of the day is," and he tells the lesson of the day because, well, he's an obnoxious bastard. Kind of that's how it goes. It kind of is how it goes. Where it's like, yep, that's what I would figure. Mick actually will push her on the ground and say, no, the lesson of the day is honesty is the best policy, man. And you did great. And of course, you have Brody being like, what the fuck is going on here? Where the hell did you come from, Mick? It's like, it's got the funny part of where everyone's like, what the fuck just happened? They didn't just push the principal on the ground. The person who is, in quotations, giving you a paycheck, even though, is Mick even getting paid? I mean, we know the actor's getting paid, but is Mick actually in their payroll? That's a good question because, well, everyone needs to know. My kids don't need to know, but everyone else needs to know. To get a paycheck, you actually have to have a social security number. And unless he's getting paid under the table, and again, you would figure that the principal would be a smart person to actually be like, this guy wants to be paid under the table. That's a little bit suspicious. You would figure that she would actually, and that would have been a cool little addition to this, is where the principal's getting suspicious, and the principal eventually will find out that Mick actually is helping the Power Rangers, and the Power Rangers base is here. That would be kind of cool. That would be a kind of little bit cool because we never had a principal whatsoever be like, oh my gosh, my students are the Power Rangers, or she's suspicious as frick. The only one who's suspicious as frick is, again, Dino Thunder. And even then, she already knows who the Power Rangers really are. I mean, frick. It's not hard because she's a bad guy. But we never had an actual principal who is human try to actually figure out stuff because of Mick, who is asking to get paid on their table because he doesn't have a freaking social security number. And plus, it would be bad to actually be like, oh, he does. He went to a forger. It's like, oh, so you're telling kids that it's okay to go to a forger to get a social security card if you actually aren't from this place, from this country, aka this planet. It's like, yeah. You're digging your hole very, very deep, writers. It's just like, you guys are pretty much screwed unless you're going to tell us that Mick is doing it for free, that he's just donating his time. Again, kind of stupid because, well, Mick has to eat too, right? It's like, Mick has to eat too. All right, anyways, whatever. Let's continue on. I went too far. So, yeah, honest the best policy. Don't lie. Stick to your guns. And he gets a reward. And it's like, oh, so that's what you mean by they derailed it. This is why they undercut it. Is that doing the right thing gets you a reward. Because, yeah, doing the right thing gets you a reward. Which is like, no. The reason why you should do the right thing is because it's the right thing to do. And that's what they taught us way back when. And it's weird that she's giving the compass away, even though she said that she basically got it from her grandmother. I have to admit that was pretty weird too. But I was like, okay, well, I guess she had to. Even though I'm like, no, you could have just allowed him to go. I mean, frick. It would have been cool to do that. Or at least maybe she made a pit stop and said, well, by the way, I think it's a good idea that I'll give you something just because. Gives him something. He opens the package. It might be another freaking compass. Might be a compass that she got from a antique store for $10. Who knows? I'm just saying it would have been cool to actually give him something that wasn't meant anything to her, and it would have been cool. Or I don't know. Maybe just gave her a normal compass, or just don't give him anything at all and just say, "You did good. Have fun." That's all you have to do. But of course, the writers overthunk things, and I don't know. I can't actually make fun and be like, they were writing it and they were like, okay, and then she went look for the cat while the guy's like, okay, I'll just stay here and write. And he decides to be like, oh, it'll be cool if she actually gives a reward to him. The compass, that would be a great idea. And it's like, man, this guy sucks, man. It's like, you should stick to short stories and short films. Anyway, so yeah, the lesson lessons are actually dragging this whole entire freaking damn show down. And it's for the little kids. It's for the kids. But even it's for the little kids, even for the kids, it's like, but still, it's pretty damn crappy when it comes to this freaking whole entire audience because you're just shoving freaking lessons down their throats. They don't really need that. Littleton Entertainment already does that crap. It's like, yeah, they already do that crap. Everyone that is not a freaking damn, everyone who's not actually a cable company like Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network doesn't really count because actually you both don't count because you like SpongeBob or Teen Titans Go. It's like, my gosh, you both totally suck. I mean, no wonder if Littleton actually gets popular now because you guys just show the same crap. Same damn crap, unless you're watching freaking Disney. That's about all the saving grace you get. Anyways, so again, in Ninja Clone Star, of course, you guys should figure out, again, like I said in the freaking other review, that the Clone Star does look different. It is not the Clone Star that is original. They made this Clone Star themselves. That's why the picture on the freaking Power Star looks crappy as hell, because they actually printed it them themselves. Ugh. 6 isn't enough to defeat the monster. I guess I'd missed that part because I was just watching and trying to write stuff down. There's lots of stuff to write down. That's why I'm doing extra content. Smart, right? So, anyways, yeah, 6 Rangers aren't enough. And he said, I know that there's one Ranger from a good series that can actually beat him. And I have to agree. And I would love to make another video on exactly who, it would be cool to actually just have one where it's like, yeah, we definitely could have this moment where it would be kind of fun. So I might actually come back to that idea too. So, anyways, yeah, Calvin is at command. They defeated a monster, all that stuff. So Calvin's at the command, and isn't the Blue Ranger at command or the Gold Ranger? And I was asking the same thing. I was like, does Calvin actually need to be there? Because, and I'm like, yeah, it is pretty damn weird that Calvin actually gets to be there. But chances are, let's just do this. Let's do this together, folks. They don't have any more footage besides Calvin. Or they just chose one out of the blue. That's it. It's like, hey, editor's choice. Go with whatever you want. That would suck. That would really suck. And of course, we get freaking fast forward, and Odious actually bullies the medallion out of Venoma. Funny. That's funny. And they're like, why? Why exactly does she actually needs to bully this medallion out of her hands? And it's pretty funny. It's pretty damn funny. That's like bullies her out of it. That's funny. So here's one good accusation that Bodana and Venoma have the same voice actor. Is it true? I wouldn't know, sadly, because my laptop's a dumbass and I can't actually research it because it's acting like a nut job right now. And he does actually make the funny part of where he's like, she could have just asked for all of them. She doesn't need them. And personally, I've been like, why the hell does she need Galactic Warriors anyways? She doesn't need a TV show. Galvanax was about the ratings and crap, most likely maybe even the money. She doesn't care about the freaking damn money. She's not even using to get the money because it makes sense if she's like, oh yes, I'm going to rake a lot of money in because I'm going to do something very special. And that would have made a smart idea about all the money that she's able to get from episode 1 to episode now. So 8 episodes. 8 episodes, and heck, maybe she actually was screwing over Galvanax and basically been like, hey, you know what I did? I basically scammed some money off of him while he wasn't looking. So 10%, 20% there, just freaking waiting to the point of where I'm able to get enough money to do something. And then maybe she got enough money and she started the building process. And then, well, the building happened, and then all of a sudden in episode 8, it turns out that she's finally done, but, well, it looks like she doesn't have a good power source for it. And then she researched, and holy crap, the medallions are a good freaking power source. So all she has to do now is just get the freaking medallions. Even though, on the other hand, I don't know. They could actually have been crazy enough to be like, oh, well, the medallions need power. And And the only way to get power is if you actually have them being used in the field. That makes a perfect idea. Writers, you should have took notes if you could go back in time. But it's like, yeah. So basically she has her evil power. And actually, no, never mind. Never mind. Because in this version, it's like if she has freaking Galactic Warriors, then she can actually buy the freaking Megazord or the Zord or whatever. It gets freaking portal to her. And well, all she has to do is just assassinate or take down the freaking things. But I don't know what you have to say. I don't know what to say on that one. As for what if she just used her evil magic, which is like that makes a more better idea. No more galaxy ninjas, warriors, whatever, freak them. Instead, she's creating the freaking Power Rangers. She's creating the monsters. My gosh, I'm screwing up. Yeah, she's making the monsters. So that makes perfect sense. Anyways, I didn't even know what her Zord was called. It was called Foxatron. Transformers. Oh man. I wonder what will happen now. It's like, so if Hasbro has control, does that mean as soon as they hear about Foxatron, they actually might make it into a Transformer? An exclusive for Power Ranger fans. A Transformer, Foxatron, is able to turn into a spaceship into that freaking robot you see here. All right, next one is, her own Zord. First time Ultra Zord was defeated, needs 24 hours to charge. That makes sense. I mean, that doesn't make sense, whatever. 24 hours for them to plan to do something, but hey, for us, it's actually 5 months. So good for you, Rangers. You get 5 months to figure out. And unlike the Ying part of it, where he's like, oh, the reason why we need to freaking this is because it will get more people interested in it and stay and watch more Power Rangers. When it comes to my second source, he's like, it's ruined because of the gap of the hiatus gap. This is ruined because, well, they have a momentum going now. And you're going to make us wait for 5 freaking months for it. Wow. So it's an awful episode, but has nice points. And Brody is likable in this freaking in this. It's like, yeah, this is a nice point. Brody is very, very likable. But plotline links. Oh yeah, the plotline actually links. That's another one that was good. Victor and Monty, total idiots. Number 1 is bottle farts, but I'm just saying they should actually have went with it. Writers should just not cut it out. They would have just went with it. They should have just allowed it to go throughout this whole entire freaking damn second half. So almost everything is real footage. They had no need for Rygor to grow, actually. He could have just been defeated, destroyed. Didn't have to gigantify him. Could have took the medallion. And, well, they could have got rid of his silly powers. They could actually have made it so it's like, there you go. Anyways, I think I'm going to do story time. But first, there's a favorite part that's coming up on this movie that just showed up. Because of dumbass Butterfingers, I have to make a part 2 of this. Which most likely, y'all, thank goodness you guys actually see one freaking video. But that just means I have to freaking copy and paste so I can put these both together. I really hate this, man. It's like, wow, really? I didn't mean to press stop record, you dumb. Anyways. So the episode, my gosh, I already talked about the episode. I forgot because I did this on Saturday and I was a little bit groggy. Yeah, I did on Saturday. No, wait a minute, hold on. No, I did on Sunday. Yeah, I did on Sunday. I was a little bit groggy. So anyways, I have 2 stories to tell you. Yes, it's story time. 2 stories to tell you. Because this episode kind of hits my heart. It hits my heart real good. Yeah, it's like, this is a kind of crappy episode, but the thing is that it does actually hit home. It really does hit home. So anyways, here we go. Episode 1. Yeah, episode 1, story 1. So I was 6 years old, right? I was in school, just think of me as a little 6-year-old boy. And well, coming up will actually be a sleep-in the school. Ooh. Got my sleeping bag, a Toy Story already, everything all good. But then, well, one day while actually on the playground, I see something kind of messed up. And I know it's messed up to say, but And it's kind of funny. It's like she was my favorite teacher. And it's kind of funny how eventually I'm continuing to claw and being like, are you sure she's your favorite teacher? Because this crap happened. Lots of stuff happened. So anyways, number one is while I'm actually was on the playground, you actually will see that there's two girls getting tied up by a boy. Now, you guys should kind of freaking ask yourself, number one, where the hell did he get the rope? Number two, who's the person who should be watching us and actually telling them, no, stop it. That's not good. That's not right. So basically what I went was going to him, pushed him to the side, untied the girls, and then went off my merry way. Was I doing something wrong? Not really, because I'm pretty sure he was in the wrong. Was I the wrong way to do things? Maybe. But, heroes don't actually ask for a reward or anything. So I just wanted to actually help her out, help those two girls out, because really? So anyways, what happens there is that when we get back inside, Mr. Oh, I tied up two girls, actually told this teacher. And the teacher went to me and, well, he was standing right next to me. And she's like, oh, well, since you did that, well, I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to punish you. You don't get to go to the school sleep-in. So instead of going to the school sleep-in, I'm actually at my grandma's house sleeping there. I know. Isn't that sad? You would figure I would become a bad guy, a freaking evil mastermind because of this. But luckily, no, my heart didn't get tainted during those times. It's like now it's kind of getting tortured a little bit. But yeah, and for people who are asking, what about the dude that told? Well, apparently it's okay to tie up girls. And that's the lesson of the day, folks. It's okay to tie up girls when you're a little kid, even though personally I'm like, well, I'm pretty sure that was a wrong thing to do. And if my mom saw me tying up two girls, most likely my mom would be like, what you doing? Stop that. Don't do that. Apparently, the freaking little boy here gets to go away with it. And I really hope that decades later, he's not doing that same exact thing with a girl. It's like, my gosh. It's like, damn, man. It's like, for all we know, that guy could be, oh yeah, I'm sorry, but this is Nickelodeon. We're rated G. I can't talk about this. Yeah, I'm doing a bulk here. I'm doing a freaking bulk. All right, anyways, that was episode / story 1. Story 2 happens 7 years later. If you can keep count, you might know what grade I'm in. Actually, you will actually know how old I would be at that point. So, in freaking social studies, one thing you need to know is that I kind of joked about guns. I joked about guns many times. Just the fact of how many times we have a guy who would hold another guy up at gunpoint for the craziest things, like Bubblicious gum, a cookie, whatever. So, in social studies, oh yeah, and note, I cock my gun by actually having the index finger, and I have a silencer in my freaking other hand. So, yeah, if you can figure out where this is going, you're way beyond what I know. But of course, I have to add the bonus piece for you to understand where this is going. So, basically, this time around, the social studies teacher is talking about Viagra. Yes, I know. I hear you guys going, oh. So I was doing that just to make fun with a friend named Daniel. And yeah, I was like, shh. Yeah, but sadly, no one actually can hear what I'm saying because, well, I don't know. Was he hearing what I was saying? I'm not sure. That's one other thing that was kind of stupid in my opinion that I was doing. But anyway, so basically I got in trouble for that. And when I got home, it was like, yeah, this brings up the problem with Brody. It's like, well, Brody, here's a freaking question for you, bastard. Would you actually tell your parents or your mom, A, you were joking about guns, which, hey, you shouldn't be doing that because you're in a household that knows that guns are serious and you should not touch those, or B, actually go along with the lie and say, yeah, I was doing sexual innuendo, even though what's Viagra? It's like, yes, I had no idea as a 12-year-old what the hell Viagra was. Because if I did, then I wouldn't do that innuendo because I would know what Viagra is. So basically, I got in trouble for a sex joke that I didn't understand. And the other option was to tell that I was actually joking about one person at gunpoint saying, give me all your Viagra, you bastard. I want all that Viagra. It's like, yes, yeah, so what would you do? Me personally, I'm like, frick it, I said a sex joke. Frick it, I do an inappropriate gesture that you think it was freaking sexual instead of actually being about guns. And that is the story. That's your 2-piece story about my life. Awesome, isn't it? Just freaking damn awesome. So anyways, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the extra content. Freaking. So yeah, the freaking hiatus is going to be on for 5 months. But at that point, I think I'm actually going to do another project. I'm going to do something of refurbishing. So stay tuned for those on Saturday. I'm going to refurbish another thing and might even actually start some extra content on that. Thank you for watching, folks. I guess until we meet again in another stupid, most likely will be the preview review of episode 9, which most likely won't come out until August. So yeah, 5 months of no Ninja Steel. I think that actually is good. That is good.